Hi guys, welcome back to the Trauma series with me, Mayameen Meftahi. I'm a qualified psychotherapist, NLP practitioner, independent advocate and fitness instructor. So we've been working through trying to understand trauma and how we can heal, and I'm going to release just short little ways of coping mechanisms, where things that we can do. And one of my go-to, and you've probably heard it over and over again, is self-talk. Okay, and at the beginning it's kind of like self-talk, okay, airy fairy, wishy-washy, just talk to myself and I'm going to feel so much better. And I get it, because when people used to say it to me right back at the beginning of my healing journey, it was like whatever. But actually it really works, because we are constantly being consumed by what we are telling ourselves, the thoughts in our head. I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve that, I can't heal, I can't deal with these emotions, I can't deal with the pain, I can't deal with the hurt. So we're constantly talking to ourselves so negatively. Now, another thing that I'm quite passionate about, and I'm probably sure that you've read any of Louise Hay's work, is also about how you create that self-talk. There is one thing that is never going to work, and that is trying to deny how you are really feeling, right? So if you want to wake up in the morning, I'm so happy, I'm so great, there is no doubt something will come along and wash that all away for you. So your self-talk needs to be, yes, positive, but too real. So you need to be accepting the reality. Now, throughout my trauma program, we work on this a little bit in one session, and then a lot more in terms of what I call recovery thinking. So how we think in order to aid our recovery and healing journey. But some of the things that you can start doing is creating a statement for yourself. So think about your self-talk. Wake up in the morning and start thinking about, what have I told myself? What did I tell myself the night before I went to sleep? Was I degrading myself? Was I again putting myself down? Was I again questioning my worth? Because I know 1,000,000% you can answer yes, because we all do it. Mum guilt, shaming our bodies. The list is endless to how we're really negative. So in the program that I run, we look at some of these self-talk statements. So I'm just going to read out some of the examples that I have on here, right? And just a quick point that when you're doing self-talk, it's always a combination skill. So you need to be able to calm the brain first. So if you're suffering with severe anxiety and your anxiety talking is telling you that you're rubbish and you're not good enough and you couldn't get nothing right, then you actually need to calm down that brain. So remember what I taught you about the calming brain needs to be able to close down the alarm, so that actually you can activate the new brain to have the correct self-talk. So it's like a combination skill that you would use with maybe breathing, or with some grounding, or with what other stuff that you do to try to help you calm. Then you activate your self-talk. So some of the statements I've got here and examples are: I'm a good person going through a rough time. I can make it through this and keep my head high. This is not dangerous. I'm okay. I'm feeling safe. Now, I want to share a little snippet with you of one of a young girl that I worked with who was having suicidal thoughts, and she's an absolute gem. It was an honour and a privilege to be working with her, and I will never forget when we talked about the self-talk, and she was just like, all right, whatever, like, are we really doing this, Mayameen? And I was like, yes, we are. So I would not move forward with her until she'd created a statement, begrudgingly, but she created one that I feel is so powerful that I'm actually going to share it with you. And this was at the point where she just doesn't feel like life is worth living. She doesn't want to live, but she knows she's going to. She knows that she has choices to make in her life. So her statement was, I can live through it. I don't want to, but I can. Now I'm going to emphasize the middle part, I don't want to, because this is what I'm talking about, the reality. So do not try to deny or cover up, prettify how you're really feeling. She knew that that's how she truly felt. I don't want to, but a statement was added. So I will always say with self-talk, you can also start it with, although I am feeling, I know I can, or although I'm feeling, I will, etc. So using those positive confirming statements. It isn't about being airy-fairy, wishy-washy and blowing it all over. It's actually about accepting that core feeling and then reframing it into something a little bit more positive, but realistic. So if I wake up on a day and I'm feeling, let's say off the top of my head, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling angry with myself, maybe I've done something and I've come down too hard on myself. So I'm going to acknowledge that, but I'm not going to try and deny it, because if I try to deny it, then I'm just suppressing it, and actually it's backwards thinking. It's just not going to work. So what I want to do is say, although I am feeling frustrated, although I am feeling angry, I know that I can feel better, or I know that I can do more. I know this, that, whatever. And I say this to those who are also going through relationship breakups. When I'm working with women who are going through divorce and they have that holding on, they're saying to me, but I still love them, but I know that I shouldn't. Well, actually accept that, because that was an emotion and a feeling that you have that needs to be validated. There is no point in trying to deny it on the hope that it's going to change the way you think or feel. And this is the issue when we do self-talk. We try to deny the emotions and the feelings when actually we know we feel them. So try to create some self-talk statements that actually are realistic to how you feel. I would say create 3. So your challenge now is to create 3 statements, write them down, and then choose one that works best for you, and literally repeat. Make it as a mantra. So if there's something specific that you're facing right now, something challenging that you're going through, then create that statement based on that situation and then keep repeating it. This is not going to change your world overnight. It's not going to change what you feel about yourself or your core belief overnight, but it's going to really start to help you have a calming brain, closing down the alarming brain, and activating some new thinking. So self-talk is generally really important. And I don't care if you have to talk to yourself all day and people think you are absolutely crazy, because trust me, there are times when I'm rattling away to myself and everyone's saying, are you talking to me? And I'm like, oh no, sorry, I'm talking to myself. You're not going crazy, right? That's a process. It's a process of trying to down, get down that anxiety, because anxiety will tell you all sorts. It will tell you all the stuff that you actually think you need to hear, but the reality is that's not what you need to hear. So very simple, but extremely effective if you can do it the correct way, which is accepting and then reframing. Okay, so accepting and reframing the statement that you're going to make. I would love to hear your self-talk statements. I'd love to hear what you tell yourself in order to give yourself that little bit of a lift and to really ruin those core beliefs and kick anxiety, Annie, right outside the door. So drop your self-talk statements in the comments below, and I will be back with you for the next part of the trauma series, where we're going to be looking a little bit more about grounding skills and what are they. So I'll catch you back here very soon.